Hey there folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Jeremy Deal and I've been doing photo and video work in the real estate industry here in the Raleigh-Durham area since early 2008. And over this time I've noticed I get a lot of questions from homeowners and agents about staging their properties for photo and video. And what I've noticed over this time is a lot of those questions are the same ones over and over again. That being said, I decided to create this little series specifically talking about those things in short little breakdowns. We're going to call it 5-minute tips. So to keep this at 5 minutes, let's go ahead and get the first one rolling. Thanks for joining in, folks. And before we start off, let me give a big shout out to Yellow Dog here in Raleigh. If you've never been, you should definitely go. Not only is it amazing bread, but they have got the best sticky buns you've ever had. Definitely check it out. But all that being said, let's jump right into it. Blinds, the topic hand that matter. Now, when I first started doing this, there were a lot of things I didn't care about, and the way the blinds were facing were definitely one of those things. Since I never cared at all, why does it matter now? Well, it actually matters a whole bunch. Let's talk about the angle of the blinds. First off, let me start off with saying, if you have a beautiful view, if you've got a house overlooking a lake or a river or something incredible on a mountaintop, obviously you want to crank those blinds all the way up to showcase that view. But 9 times out of 10, when we're talking about real estate photography, we're not talking about properties with beautiful views. A lot of times we're even talking about townhouses. So we're going to talk mainly about those properties when I'm talking about blinds, because as I just said, if you have a beautiful view, you want to show it off. I say the blinds should be all the way down and the slat should be at a 70-degree angle facing up towards the ceiling. Now this is really important for a couple reasons, but we'll start with the main reason. Reason number one is because you want the angle of light to be going up at the ceiling, because ceilings are traditionally white. Granted, I know sometimes people paint their ceilings crazy colors, but 9 times out of 10, a ceiling is pure white. So that means the light coming from outside will be bouncing off of a pure white scene. It's way better than angling the blinds down and color casting the room with whatever color floor you have. If you've got an orangey yellow hardwood, then the whole room is going to have this kind of orangey color. If you've got a really dark like mahogany wood, then it's going to be very dark and it's going to have this reddish purple hue and overtones. Now, that can all be gotten rid of with extensive Photoshop and editing work, but all that editing work costs money. So if you want to stretch your dollar the furthest it will go and keep your budget manageable, then these are little tips that you can do to make an average photo look even better. Let's talk about reason number 2 why you want to take your blinds all the way down and angled up 70 degrees towards the ceiling. Not only will this ensure that the light coming in bounces off the ceiling and gives a nice pure white reflection down onto the room, it also creates hot spots on the ceiling. Now, if you pointed these blinds down into the room, you would get hot spots on the floor. 9 times out of 10, people care more about what the floor looks like than they do about what the ceiling looks like, because all ceilings look the same, but people are trying to concentrate on what the floors look like because this is their potential purchase. Now let's continue on this point. Another reason why the blinds should be all the way down is because windows are traditionally to the extremities of a room, and photographers stand on extremities of the room to take photos. Traditionally, they stand in a corner and shoot out in a wide angle so that way they can showcase as much of the room as possible. This is very important because if they use flash like most photographers do, then they will be cast back in the reflection of the light. If your blinds are all the way up and it's a pure window, then you're going to be able to see highlight flash from the wall and you're going to be able to see the silhouette of your photographer in that window. Now, if you put the blinds all the way down, angled up at 70 degrees like I was just talking about, the shadows cast from the flash on the blinds cut out pattern on the window. So even though there still will be reflection there, you won't be able to tell what's there. And that means you won't be able to see a photographer and you won't have to pay to take him out of the image. That is the best part. This allows you to, once again, stretch that budget as far as possible while reaping all the benefits and getting the best quality images, which is what we're all here for. So here we are in review mode. Let's go over it one more time. Blinds throughout the entire house have to match. Every one you want to look the exact same. Secondly, you want all of them to be down. Why? That shows that none of the slats are broken and that everything works. You want them all to be 70 degrees facing upwards towards the ceiling, because that will reflect back pure white light, and that is the most important thing when it comes to photos, because it eliminates color cast. Lastly, it eliminates reflections in the window, like the photographer or anything you don't want reflected. You'll still be able to see outside, and that is what you want. To show that there's an outside of world for an extension of room. It makes the room feel bigger when you can see out the windows a little bit, but it also keeps you inside of the room. The blinds remind you that the outside is out and the inside is in, keeping the viewer on the inside of the room, which is why they're there. They're there to buy the house. Well, that's it. This one's over. I told you it'd be quick. 5-minute tips is just that. It's not going to be 10. It's not going to be 20. It's definitely going to be 5, maybe even 4 or 3. Come back for the next one.